Hello everyone! It's time for us to come full circle. Now, for many of you that have been watching this channel for long enough, you should recognize the legendary couch where we used to always shoot our videos. While behind us, I had all the pictures up here. The problem was the framing just never was quite right for the videos. As soon as I put the pictures up and then made sure that you could actually see them, then everything was a little off kilter. And the couch, even though it's ridiculously comfortable, didn't always work as well for the videos themselves. So we moved, everything went in front of the bookshelves, and I love those as a background for these videos. The problem is, now as soon as you walk into the space, you are falling over those chairs. They're just a little bit clunky, and yes, we've looked into other options. It's just we need something that can be moved a lot more easily, and we need something that's kind of more permanent, like those chairs, to be over here. Now, I had ideas. I was going to put some floating shelves, I had some little ledges to be able to put pictures, everything was going to go up on this wall and it was going to be gorgeous. However, Scott and I came up with an amazing alternative that will allow me to do floating shelves and ledges and be able to kind of change all of that out on a regular basis without having to constantly patch up drywall. So that is a long-term solution. It's just not going to happen this weekend. So I was told the priority is we can definitely do Halloween decorations, and we have plenty of them, but it has to be something that can be easily moved in a temporary decoration. So let's see how we do. So this is an old pressboard half bookshelf that we weren't quite sure what to do with, and it has that sort of honey oak look to it. What I decided to do was a distressed look, which if you look at any of this modern farmhouse type of styling, you'll notice this exact appearance. All it is you take regular white paint, you can use chalk paint if you want, and you smear it on there so that way you can still see the color of the wood underneath it. So what you want to do is make sure you get the edges first, and then you want to focus in on getting these long streaking strokes. I'll use the regular side of the paintbrush to sort of spread around the paint, and then I'll use the long side to create these sort of distress streaks. And you can decide just how much of that paint you want to show through. The problem with pressboard is that this is not meant to be a permanent solution. The paint will scratch off incredibly easily, and it did the second that I put the shelf in. So I cleaned up the seams, and you can never know that there was a problem. Okay, so I've kind of laid out what I'm thinking. I have some of our favorite Halloween covers, and these, you'll see what they are in just a minute, and I'll add some other fun bits kind of in between. The problem that I'm running into right now is I put this shelf a little bit higher so that way you could see it better when I kind of zoom in on us in the chairs, and this, you're gonna love it. But only problem, this shelf is a little bit too high and you won't be able to see these comics very well. And they're already falling down. So I need to bring this down a level, and there's plenty of space for it. But you know what's going to happen when I bring it down a level? It's going to scratch the paint. This is why I kind of block out what I have an idea of doing and then do some final tweaks. And I forgot to mention one other thing. Yes, I need to do some beautification, but I have a possible fix. We're going to see if I still have to clean up the paint. Maybe I can get away with this. We'll see. Oh, the words that my husband loves to hear. You were right. He was the one who purchased this spider web netting, except it was too big for our dining room table, and this is perfect. Decisions. So, I love this display. I'm gonna do some fun things in here to really make it pop. Except, you notice we still have a ton of dead space back here. So, I could just put a bunch of spider webs and call it a year, but since when do I just call it a year? At that point, it's Halloween. I have these. These are little cutouts of bats in 3 different sizes in 3 different shades. So I have black, gray, and a very, very light gray. So the cool thing about having the 3 different sizes and then the 3 different colors is that it looks like they're further away and that they're kind of going towards the light source or the moonlight. It's a ton of fun to fill an entire wall with them. You're not going to be able to see the top half, at least during the videos, so I'm going to try and see if I can kind of get them to swarm across here, just to have a bit of fun. because they're too cool not to share. And since we've got the beginnings of our bats over here, I think we just need a little bit more bats in our lives. I'll show you. So originally I was trying to make sure I put the lighter bats close to the light source, and then I wanted to kind of even out a little bit more for a slightly more random pattern. Honestly, there's no wrong choice here. It's just a ton of fun. And that's how we add a cacophony of bats. And the cool thing is, this doesn't distract too much from our focus, which definitely needs to stay right here. Now, let me show you one fun thing before I make another improvement. Now, obviously, we're not going to record all of our videos this dark, but I wanted to show you at least the current light situation coming from here, here, and here. But you see how this one, even though I love this one, it is very, very dim and kind of hard to tell. But you see how this is absolute darkness. So even with all the lights on, your eyes aren't going to be drawn as quickly away from these two and this one beautiful little haunted tree. So I have a solution. Part of the reason that this video needed additional time is because we went to Michael's and went a little bit hog wild. So I have these adorable little pumpkin lights, and then we have purple lights, which will look fantastically haunted. And we're going to see how they look. It's just a question of how I want to incorporate them. I think I'm going to have a bit of fun. And there you have it. Our mysterious and our little lit path that emphasizes our corner with our little witch hut. You know you want to see a close-up. For those of you that want to create your own bat wall, it's incredibly simple. I have the link down to the PDF in the description box. Now, humongous shout out to John and Jax, who got us this signed trade paperback copy of Stray Dogs. It is not only signed by Tony Fleece, it says for Married with Comics. Absolutely love this. This Sleepy Hollow cover, this is actually one of the spooky titles that we'll be talking about in our 31 Comics of Halloween. The Eerie Go Round Library and Witch's Hut were purchased from Michael's, and this is a Zenescope cosplay cover of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, of course, featuring two of their more famous characters. So I wasn't sure how much I was going to like these purple lights, but oh my gosh, did they make that Donatello look amazing. That is one of my favorite Punisher covers. That is an Avengers Halloween special cover. And then, of course, our J. Scott Campbell Villain of the Year Harley Quinn #1 cover. I think the whole thing just looks absolutely stunning. And I love the different colors on each level. I don't know about you, but I think we're ready for our 31 days of Halloween. Don't you think so? So let me know down in the comments, what are you all doing to decorate? Have you gone to this extent? Or is your priority the candy, which that's our next shopping trip? Big bowl, half to give out and half to keep. There are priorities after all. Talk to you all again very soon. Our very first 31 Comics of Halloween review, that video is going to drop very soon. Have a great day, everyone.